Hey guys and gals, I just want to talk to you a little bit about this epidemic that is infecting not only our city but our country. And so if you just Google, kids hit by a school bus, you go down through here and you see a lot of disturbing things. Teen hit by a school bus, two children after getting hit by a bus stop at a bus stop, child struck by a school bus. And all these, and if you notice this, faith isn't even mentioned on this first page. My daughter, struck and killed by a school bus. So that just tells you, what's going on here. I mean, you you go through this stuff, and here's the issue. This is acceptable. This is acceptable to the people in charge of your children's safety. There's a lot of kids out there, a lot of kids in the United States, and they're just going to get hit every once in a while and killed. And if that's acceptable and, you're that mentality, I really wish you would go away. But, here's the other thing. These schools, by the power of the government, have been able to build up this wall, this protective wall around them. And I've made posts about this children being abused at schools. A principal attacking and assaulting a student. I mean, if that were you or me, and we did this, what would happen? What would happen if we hit a child, going by? Now I'm seeing a lot of this action right here. They're focusing on school buses. But what about the school buses themselves? It is crazy. It is nuts that, this has become an acceptable part of our children's education, that they can and will get killed at school. We got to expect a percentage of them to die at school for their education. To me, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. How about, the other post that I made about the young boy that was assaulted by the security guard? Now, here's the issue. If all these kids are bad, which they're not, okay? If all these kids are bad and troublemakers, like you see so many meatheads and airheads talking about, they're just so hard to control. There's places like them. We had a Tobin Center or juvenile court to deal with these people. Not that we get out there and assault them ourselves, or they get hit by a school bus. That's acceptable. I really think that whenever people start analyzing this situation, and you find that this has become acceptable behavior on the part of our government. This isn't something that has just involved faith. My beautiful baby girl who listened to everything, never, ever a problem child. I've never had good grades, never, ever once in trouble at school. Not once. And never suspended. So, those people that are saying, the kids that go there are just such bad kids. Bullshit. You're full of shit. Okay? And that's the bottom line. These are not bad kids. They have bad leadership. But the fact that these people practically get away with murder, and this kind of stuff, something that not even a parent would get away with, a child could take their parent to court over this kind of behavior. What is this wall around this educational system that makes people like this immune? Not only that, but this guy here has went as far as suspending anybody in the school that calls him the Crusher. So this principal, he's still at East High. And now he's suspending the students call him the Crusher, the East High Crusher. I mean, what kind of people, not only do they do something like this, but whenever they, they're reaping what they sow, then they have a problem with it. You're going to reap what you sow, and you are the East High Crusher. So I really have a big problem with us as governments. The woman that killed Faith Not only that, she hurt a student beforehand, and then she's still driving school bus. Proven fact that she's a problem driver. In fact, the stuff that you'll see coming out on the court case, which I have not posted everything here, is just remarkable that she's still behind the wheel, has a CDL. I really think that there is a big problem, there's a big issue, on protecting all these so-called educators by making them immune to prosecution. Why are they immune to prosecution? Your children are not only not safe at school, but no one's accountable for them at school. Does that not bother anybody but me? I really have a big problem with this. They're not accountable, and they don't have to pay for what they do. And meanwhile, the school board and this and that will stick up for these individuals. Now, is it just me, or do the other parents feel the same way? Now, I'm not talking to you airheads out there that don't have kids or that have no compassion for children, saying that this kind of stuff is okay. I just rather not even talk to you. The kind of people that agree with this type of behavior, that think that it's okay to beat the hell out of a kid and crush them till they're bleeding and their lungs crush, think that that's okay. I have no desire to talk to you. But as far as parents that are like me, that do care about the safety and welfare of our children, I'm talking to you. Let's try to get together some solutions and go to our government about this stuff. Because you know what? That's our last stand, the government. The government's the only one's going to make these people accountable. Lord knows that the prosecution don't make these people accountable. Okay? We've had how many cases on Youngstown Angel, and the prosecution, the police don't do anything about it. Oh, they're just problem kids. Bullshit. They're not problem kids. Problem kids end up in the Tobin Center. They end up in juvie court. They go there. Okay? That's what happens with problem kids. You're in a public school, and stuff like that. And if they're not, if there's problem kids in here, then this guy wasn't doing his job to begin with, was he? Okay? So, yeah. Let's talk about some solutions for this. Make these people accountable for our children's safety. Because Lord knows they're not accountable. Not only that, they're protected. They're immune from any type of violent act against a student or a child. So how can we solve this problem? Any thoughts, ideas? I'd like to hear them.